that's on the inside of us and the beauty that we see around us and the beauty of our yoga poses tonight. So we're focusing on our gorgeous glutes. Our glutes help us to walk, to sit, to be active. So we want to make sure we keep our glutes strong and stretched. We're going to start tonight. Oh, if you have a blocks, get those handy. Blanket, maybe for your knees. I put my blanket out. And I hope that you have an empty stomach and maybe a Kleenex because we're going to do Kapalabhati breath, skull shining breath, or fire breath. It's all three names. It's all the same thing. Makes your nose run a little bit. So that's why we also need an empty stomach. Plus that, and we're going to do cow face pose, which would not be good if you have a full stomach either. So here we go. We're going to start in Tadasana with our warm-ups. I just finished doing a chair class too, so I'm doing 2 of them back to back tonight. Usually I do one day and one the next. But tomorrow I'm going to be busy, so I'm doing them both tonight. We're going to take and stand with our weight on our left leg, put our toe up in the air, and roll our foot around on a circle on the outside edges of our foot. And do 3 in each direction. This kind of helps to limber the feet up, as well as getting into your hip flexor and a little bit of the knee joint lubrication also. And then bring that to stillness. Stand with your weight on the right leg, left toe up, and roll the foot around on the outside edge. Just try to hit the outside edge of your foot because that makes your leg go in a whole different direction. And then reverse that, which is really helps to lubricate those joints that we're using to roll that leg around that way. And then just bring that to stillness and stand on one toe and then the next. So we're alternating feet. This is great for the flexibility of your foot. As well as also a gentle lubrication for your hip movement. And if you notice, when you come up, you have to tighten your glutes. So we're getting a little glute strengthening in there also. Okay, bring that to stillness. And then we're just going to raise up on our toes and down for our calves. It helps to build strength in our leg. It's a good bone builder. Woo! It's good for balance. It's good for the calves, good for the ankles. Whoa, I'm really out of it tonight. And bring that to stillness. And then we're just going to lift the right leg up and kick out. I hope that I'm standing up nice and straight. And that's what I want you to do. Just kicking the leg out. Let's go to the other side. Kick out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. And then I'm going to bring the leg up and go out to the side. It's like an open tree. This is tree. This is open tree. This is the tree root branching out. How about that? Go to the left side, open and close, open and close, open and close. 2 more and last one. Good. Now we're going to do a, should have said maybe bring a strap, but it's okay. I'm just going to throw this one in because I just thought of it. So let's do a hand to big toe standing up. I may get my pole out. If you have a chair or something to grab onto, you can do that. I'm just going to have a little bit of a balance here so I don't fall over, which happens. So hand to big toe. If you can't reach your big toe, just put your leg straight out. This is a great hamstring stretch. And if you're letting your leg hold up on its own power, it's also a strength builder. Let's go to the left side. Bend the knee, straight out. Really holding that up. If you can reach the toe, you can do that. Make sure your back is straight. If not, just have your hand under your calf or your hamstring. Or really just hold it up tight and bring that down. Let's do one more on each side. So hand to big toe. I'm trying to maintain my back nice and straight. And hand to big toe. And there we go. Good. I'll put my pole down. It's my, I think it was $3.99 or something. That's an awesome price for that pole. I love using it for different things. Let's see, what are we doing next? Oh, we're going to work on a chair pose, because we're going to be doing some chair poses in a little bit. And some chair pose twist, which is kind of cool. So for this chair pose, we're just warming up our body for the more intense poses coming later. So we're going to inhale, arms up, exhale, down. You don't have to go too deep. We're just warming up again. And we're holding it for a few seconds. On your next exhale, come up. We're going to do 2 more of those. So inhale, exhale, lower. This time you might want to lower a little bit more. Make sure that your ankles are under your knees. Don't go too far out. That's not good for your knees. So your booty's really sticking out behind you. It's important to have this alignment. If your knees are over your toes, you're too far out and you're going to hurt your knees. So be very careful. Inhale up. Last one. Maybe try to go a little bit lower this time. Inhale. Exhale. Chair pose. Just like you're going to sit down in a chair behind you there. And you can have your hands in prayer, because that's going to be coming up next. On your next exhale, just come up, bring the arms up and out. Good. Let's shake the legs out. That was a little work on the legs. And we're going to do a twist. So let's grab our fingertips, interlock them so the elbows are nice and lined up straight. They're just straight out, so they're not up or down. They're straight from my shoulders. So this should not hurt your shoulders at all. We're going to inhale and exhale as we turn to the right. You notice my hips are staying, they're supposed to be staying facing forward. And exhale to the center. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right, 2. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, 3, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. you exhale, try to pull your abs in and make them nice and tight. Inhale, center. Exhale, 4, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. This, we may have done 5, but it's okay if we do 6. Inhale, center. Exhale, right for the last one. And exhale, inhale, center. Sorry, exhale, left. When I'm talking and breathing, sometimes I'm not breathing like you should. Inhale, center, because I'm talking. So now we're going to do a side stretch. Right arm is down by our right leg. Feet are hip distance apart. Toes are facing forward. Going to bring up, inhale, bringing up the left arm. Stop here if you have shoulder issues. If you don't, bring it all the way up. And then just bend to the side. Make sure that you're just bending from the side. And inhale up, exhale, right arm down. Inhale left, right arm up, and stretch to the side. And I'm trying to just bend straight, like I'm between 2 walls, 2 panes of glass, whatever you want to be in. And I can't bend forward or backward. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. And exhale over. And those are long inhales to get the one side up and the other one down. Inhale up and stillness. Take a step apart, and we're just going to washing machine pose. Make sure that your heels are coming up so that you're coming up onto your toe. This is protecting your knees. That phrase meant nothing until I had knee problems. Now it means everything. So I want to make sure I say always protect your knees. Don't put them in a strain. And bring that to stillness. And let's just take a nice deep breath in, arms coming up, bending the knees generously. A little bit of a little back bend, not too far back. I'm just have it so that I'm gazing where the ceiling and the wall meet. And exhale down. Inhale up. A breath or two here. It's a little bit of a back bend, which is a nice good stretch. Not too far though. And exhale down. Now I want to roll the shoulders back. Some nice roll backs. And then bring that to stillness. And let's just shrug our shoulders up and down, up, down. And remember, the cooler weather's coming, so when we go out, we're going to be shrugging our shoulders up. Remember to bring them really far down to undo doing this when we're cold. And down, and up, and down. One more, up, really shrug all the way up, like trying to get your shoulders to touch your ears. Oh, I'm almost there. And down, really far away from your ears now. Oh, that feels good. Okay. Now let's do a little bit warm up on our neck. So just standing up nice and tall, engage your glutes. And how you engage them is like you're going to lift them up. So you're really tightening your buttocks, which then engages the glutes. And then we're going to take and look about 3 feet in front of us, and we're going to swoosh the head to the right, center, left, center. Just do about 5 times on each side. Very slow movements. Hold your abs in. Press your toes into the mat. Keep those glutes engaged. I think I'm on 4. Very slow. Last one. And bring that to stillness. Nice. A breath in and out, and then we are ready to start for our gorgeous glutes. We're going to come into a chair pose twist, and you might want to watch how you do it first. Sorry, I had a little hangnail there. Had to get that off. So for chair pose twist, we're going to have our feet hip width apart. We're going to inhale and exhale our booties. Really stick it back. We're going to come down as low as we can, but you see that my knees are not going over my toes to protect my my knee health. And we're going to put our hands in prayer. And then the twisting part is going to come as on our next exhale. And I'm going to twist to the left and coming down, laying my abs on my thighs. My right elbow is resting on my left thigh. It is not pushing on it. And my elbows are lined up in a straight line with the hands in the middle. And then I'm going to take and just try to twist so that my chest is facing the back or the side of the wall here. 2 or 3 breaths in. Exhale to center and come up. Nice and slow. So there's the twist. Chair pose twist. It has a long fancy name. I didn't write it down, and I didn't try to learn how to say it because I have one I'm going to say later, and I've already said Kapalabhati breath. We're going to do that one. Finally getting that down, I think. So we're going to do chair pose twist to the right and then to the left. And we're going to do 3 times. So when we're in chair pose twist, I want to make sure your feet are a little bit closer together. And if you have a tendency to let the legs not stay even, press the knees together like they're glued together. Because I don't want, when you're twisting, I don't want one knee coming out further than the other. And you see how my hands are lined up with the elbows? And I'm not putting pressure on my leg. I'm just twisting. Here we go. So, feet are very close together. Knees are going to push into each other. The heels are going to be kind of closer than the toes. If you get all of it close, you may fall over. So keep the toes out just a little bit. And the heels together and the knees together. Inhale. Exhale. Down. Inhale. Exhale. Right elbow to left leg. We're going to hold it here. On your next exhale, Look down at the mat and inhale up. Woo. We do it very slowly so you don't get dizzy. Now we're going to twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Down into chair pose. The lower you can go, the better it is. Inhale here. Stabilize your knees. Engage your glutes. Twist your left elbow to your right thigh. My elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling and where the wall meet. I'm looking to the side of the wall. On my next exhale, bringing it all back to center. Inhaling up nice and slow. You should really feel the glutes kicking in on this one. We're going to get ready for next summer so we can wear that bikini bottom swimsuit, right? I've been working on it for years. I haven't got there yet. But anyway, I'm going to keep trying. 2 more, one on each side. So inhale. Exhale down. Pause. Glue your knees together. On your next exhale, twist. My elbow is resting on my thigh, not crashing into it. This is great for your digestion, for the glutes. And exhale to the center. Inhale coming up nice and slow. I think you can see why you needed an empty stomach because we're doing a lot of crunching on the abs, twisting. If you had a full stomach, I don't think you could do it. I may have to take this off. I'm so hot. I have another shirt on, so it's okay. Woo. Okay. Inhale up. Exhale down into a very low chair pose. Pause here. Get your knees glued together. Exhale, looking to the right. A few breaths here. And exhale to the center. Inhale up. If you're doing it correctly, you should feel no pressure in the knees. You should be feeling the strength building in your glutes. Inhale up. Exhale down. Chair pose, prayer hands. Pause here. On your next exhale, twist to the left. You should feel your waist getting smaller. It happens instantly, right? And exhale to the center and inhale slowly up. Oh yeah, my glutes are feeling it. I've been practicing this today and I've already done a chair pose focusing on gorgeous glutes. So I am feeling it already. Inhale up. Exhale down. Get yourself situated. Knees are glued together, which when you do that, you should really feel the glutes kicking in. Next exhale, twist to the right. Elbow up, remember. Next exhale, return to center and inhale up. Oh yeah, that I felt it. We're going to add on with a crescent lunge twist. So I'm going to show you from the side, crescent lunge twist. So I'm standing up nice and straight in Tadasana. And we're going to go back into a chair pose. So we'll exhale down. And then we're going to take the right leg back. And if you want to come down onto your knee to stabilize, you can. You can stay here, or you can come up and do the twist. And then back down. If you stay here, you just do a twist this way. So either way is acceptable. You're still getting the benefit. And then we'll come back up into a forward fold. And then walk up into a down dog. Walk your hands back, bend the knees, and come back up into Tadasana. That's the sequence. And then we'll start back chair pose, bringing the left leg back next time for crescent lunge. Or keeping it on the mat if you need to. And then doing a twist, either knee down or knee up. Whoops. And bringing it back to center, bringing the right leg up into forward fold. Walk the hands back into a down dog. And walk the hands back into forward fold, coming up. That's the sequence. If you want to use your blocks for that, you can. That helps to bring the floor up a little higher if you're not quite limber enough. Any level that you need it on. Or you can just step back a little bit further and have it that way. So here we go. Into chair pose twist, crescent pose twist, down dog, Tadasana. 2 on each side. Inhale up into chair pose. We're going to bring the right leg back for crescent pose. So we need to bring the head and the back up. Arms can go up. Exhale down into crescent pose twist. I have my right elbow on my left leg. And I'm going to inhale to center, place my hands on the mat, bring my right foot up, walk my hands out into a down dog. Take a nice breath here. And then walk my hands back into a forward fold. I'm using my blocks. Bending my knees, inhale up. Let's flow that down. Exhale to chair pose. I'm going to hold on to my blocks here. I'm going to take my left leg back. Bring my hands into prayer pose. Really use my glutes to come up into crescent lunge. A breath here, exhale down, prayer hands, left elbow presses into the right thigh. It's not pressing, it's just balancing. On the next exhale, I'm putting my hands back on my blocks, bringing my left foot up to meet, walking my hands out into down dog. A breath or two here. Bending my knees generously, walking back into a forward fold. Got my hands on my blocks. Try to keep your spine straight. Don't be making it curve. That's why I have my blocks here. I have my hips over my ankles. I'll turn this way. This is in my forward fold. Hips are over the ankles. Don't push back like this because then you're not getting your stretch for your hamstrings and the stretch going into your glutes. If you have your back pushed back that way, it does not get the same stretch that we're trying to go for. Bending the knees generously, coming up into Tadasana again. We're going to go for one more on each side with that same sequence. I really like having my blocks handy because that way I'm not overstretching and it's much more comfortable. I'm just recovering from some glute problems that I've had, and I'm so much better. So that's why I'm focusing on glutes. Inhale up. Hands in prayer as you exhale down into chair. Right leg back into a lunge. Inhale, arms straight up into crescent lunge. Hold it for a second. Exhale down in prayers and hands in prayer position, twisting to the left. Last time to the left. Make it a good one. Next, exhale. Place your hands on the mat. Bring the right leg up to meet the left. Walk them out into a nice down dog. Your digestion should really be getting massaged and balanced with these poses that we're doing. Your elimination should be working well after this class. I'm going to grab my blocks here, walk my hands back into a nice forward fold. Again, my head is just resting between my arms. My neck is freely moving. It's not being in any uncomfortable position. Inhale, exhale, bending the knees, bringing the arms up. Inhale, exhale down into chair. Exhale the left leg back. Inhale the arms up into crescent pose. Or just stay at low lunge. You can have your knee on the floor if you need more balance. On your next exhale, bring the hands into prayer. Twisting to the right. Left elbow on the right thigh. It's just barely touching. I hope that my arms are straight. My elbows, my hands are lined up. On the next exhale, I'm going to place my hands on the mat. Walk my left foot up to meet the right. Walk my hands out into down dog. My tailbone is pointing up towards the ceiling. Two or three breaths here. If you want, you could walk your dog out here too. I'm kind of stretched out, so I forgot. If you're not stretched out, keep your heels up. And I'm putting my hands back on my blocks and walking back into a nice forward fold. I really feel those glutes stretching. On my next exhale, I'm going to bend the knees and slowly come up. Whew, that was quite a workout. And I forgot what I have after that. Oh yeah, meet me in child's pose. We're going to take a little break. That was a hard workout. It moved rather quickly. I'm going to take my knees and spread them a little wider than the hips. Take my glasses off because I want to enjoy a nice child's pose. I think with my arms stretched out, my forehead on the mat. Just kind of feeling the results of the twist. Then I'm going to walk my hands back, put my knees straight, stretch out, walk my right hand to the right, left hand follows, which then the head has to follow. Couple breaths here. Return to center. Do a pause. On the next exhale, walk my left hand to the left, right hand follows. Couple of breaths here. Return to center on your next exhale. Come up into a tabletop. I think that's what's next. Whew. Yes, we're going to do a little tabletop sequence. I have my wrist under my shoulders, my knees under my hips. My back is flat like a table. And I'm going to take my head to the right, my hips to the right, and try to look. Try to touch my head to my hips, which will never happen. And then swing back through the left. We're going to do 5 on each side. This always feels really good to me. I hope it feels good to you. There's 2 left. Hold your abs in. And your exhales, 3 right. Exhaling to the left. Inhale and exhale to the right, 4. Inhale and exhale to the left. Inhale and exhale to the right, 5. Don't forget to really try to push the hip so you get the full benefit of this C curve. And inhale and exhale to the left. And pause there. On your next exhale, return to center. And move the hands up a hand width. Stretch the right leg back. And then we're just going to push back so that we're stretching the foot and the hamstring. And then push up and then push back and hold it. Move forward and back and hold it. 2 more. Forward, back and hold it. Forward, back and hold it. Bring the right knee to meet the left. Sit back. Let's do a few wrist twists just to give our wrist a break. And if you come back down and your wrists are too sore or you're having some wrist issues, just come to your forearms for the left side. And we're going to take the left foot, curl the toes under, and we're going to push back, hold it, and rock forward. Push back and hold it. Have a nice strong back. Rock forward. 3, push back, hold it. Don't let your back sag. Push forward, hold it. I think this is 4. Push forward and push back 5. You can see my back is strong. I'm not sagging in the middle. That's part of building your back strength. And then bring the left knee to meet the right. And we're going to sit in an easy pose. I'm going to sit on my bolster. You can sit on a blanket or a block. And we're going to do our skull breathing. We're going to do 10 breaths, pause, and then do 10 more. And so in order to do that, we're going to passively breathe in, and we're going to forcefully breathe out. So to forcefully breathe out, we're going to take our abs, and you can put your fingertips on the abs, and you're going to, like you're pushing everything towards your back. Don't push your shoulders, just your abs. Is pushing the air out of your lower lungs all the way up, out through the nose in a forceful way. We're going to do it nice and slow. If you feel dizzy, stop. If you're doing it correctly, you shouldn't feel dizzy. So either breathe in more air and breathe out the same amount, or do it slower. And then that should take away the dizziness. If not, just stop and just take a nice pause, close your eyes down, and just breathe normally. So go at your own pace, slow, count 10. If you can do 10, that's great. And then take a pause of 4 or 5 normal breaths, and then start the cycle over. So here we go. Now it's 10 for me. And if you see, I'm just forcing from here. This part isn't doing anything, okay? So I'll do a little pause here. This is great for your whole digestive system, for the blood circulation, for clearing your head, stress relief, focus power. If you have an important something coming up that you need to really focus on, do this before you go to your session or your meeting. I'm going to start my second 10 breath sequence here. I forgot to count, but I think that was about 10. And I actually feel a real energy boost when I do that. That second time, I felt really a lot of energy coming in. So that is our Halloween breath. I always do this around Halloween. I should do it all the time for my classes. At least maybe once a month I should do this because it is so good for you. It just is good for the whole body. It exercises everything. So let's come into a cow face pose. It's Go Mukhasana. Go is cow in Sanskrit, and mukha is face. So in order to get into this pose, we're going to be on our knees. We're going to take our right leg, cross it over, and sit back. So that you're sitting like this. I do not look like the picture because my legs are not going to be flat out. But if your cow pose looks more like this, that's fine too. Just try to get them as even as possible. The feet out. So I'm going to go over, there's a couple of alternative ways to do it. If you have shoulder issues, just keep your hands by your side, or even maybe up in prayer, or just out straight. If you do not, we're going to take our right hand over our right shoulder. Our left hand is going to come up and try and grasp our fingers, or as close as you can get. We're going to breathe in and lay over. You should feel a wonderful stretch through that right glute if you have the right leg on top. This is a stretching. We've been doing some strengthening. Now we're going to do stretching. It's always important to stretch and strengthen the muscle group that we're working on. When you feel that you've had enough stretching, just sit back up, release the hands, recross the legs with the left on top. And you want to try to have your feet so they're about the same distance. And like I said, if your cow pose looks like this, that's okay too. Maybe you're a newborn cow, you're a calf, because you know how their legs go out. So I'm gonna bring mine in a little bit closer since I can. And this time we're going to take the left hand and place it over the shoulder, and the right hand is going to come up to try and touch the fingertips, or as close as you can. Or again, shoulder issues, keep your hands out here. It doesn't matter. If you're doing the shoulder pose with our Gomukha Asana, cow face pose, you're also getting toning and stretching through your bicep, triceps, shoulders, the back muscles, and all that jazz. Okay, here we go. Inhale, and then just lay over, and it's just a lay over. Try to keep your back straight. Don't get a curvature or a hump in your back. If you're getting a hump in your back, you're not getting the full benefit of the stretch. And this one, you should really feel that left glute stretching, really stretching out. And just stay here as long as you feel like, or try to get 3 to 5 breaths in. And on your next exhale, just raise back up. And we're going to cross the right leg over again, and we're going to go for one more round of Gomukha, cow face pose. And we are stretching our hips, our legs. We're massaging our abdominal cavity. So right hand up over the back, Left hand back behind you. Inhale and bend. And this right glute is my treble glute, so I feel it just bending a little bit. And I'm just going to stop here. I don't want to overdo it. So I'm kind of more upright than I am bent over. I'll never look like they do on some of the people where they bend their head way down over on the floor. That's not going to happen with me. And again, 3 to 5 breaths. We're also stretching our armpit. We don't think about our armpits much. It's good for your ankles, knees, chest. This also helps to decompress your lower spine. So if you do a lot of sitting, this one is for you. On your next exhale, come up. It's also good to help improve body posture. So I'm going to bring the right leg around and underneath the left. Bring the left leg on top. Last one. Left hand goes over the back. Right hand goes under, Inhale and just lean forward. Feel that great stretch through that glute. Just be careful. Again, if you have shoulder issues, just have your hands out here to the side. Or you can just rest them in the back. They can be in the front. They can be wherever you want them to be. If you want to get some more shoulder strength while you're doing it, you could put your hands in prayer and just press the hands together, which will be working those biceps and triceps, forearms. There's always different ways to do it according to what you have wrong with you and what you have right with you. So we have strengths and we have weaknesses, and we have to learn the beauty of all of it and how it works together. On your next exhale, just come up and meet me in restorative rest pose. You may not have time to do, I want to do bridge. I hope we have time for that. I think we might. Okay, so let's go into restorative rest pose. Because the bridge we're going to do is for the glute too. So just have your knees up facing the ceiling and just let them fall a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left. I don't want them going all the way over. Your shoulders stay on the mat. Your hips are not coming up very far. We're just kind of massaging that low back out from doing that Gomukha Konasana pose, cow face pose. Feels really good. And then bring that to stillness. And take your hands at a 45-degree angle, palms down or palms face up, whichever way you feel the most comfortable. We're going to raise up into bridge pose. Stabilize the left leg so that it can hold your body up without coming down. And let's raise the right leg up, foot flexed, for another glute strengthening pose. Couple of breaths. On your next exhale, bring the right foot down, lower down, bring the knees into the chest and rock the back and forth. Nice gentle rocks. Keep your head down. I was looking up to see if I'm still in focus. I guess I am. Bring the feet back down. Get your hands in whatever position is best for you. I like my palm down when I'm pushing up into bridge, especially when I'm going to raise one leg up. It gives me more stability. I'm going to raise up slowly. Get my right foot firmly planted so I can support my weight as I bring my left foot up, straight up, foot flexed, really feeling that strengthening of the glute on the right side this time. And the left one is getting a little bit of a stretch from supporting it on the other side. Bring the left foot down to meet the right, lower down slowly. And because our time is getting down, we're just going to do that one time. Now we're going to do a thread the needle or half pigeon pose, bringing the left leg up at a 90-degree angle, crossing the right foot over onto the left thigh. The ankle is on the left thigh. And I'm just putting my hands through and holding the back of my left hamstring. And I am just letting my breath bring it in a little further on the exhale and out on the inhale. Holding it for 2 or 3 breaths here. And this is half pigeon pose or thread the needle, recline thread the needle. And then I'm going to release my hands. My left foot's coming on the mat, right foot on the mat. I'm going to bring my right foot up at a 90-degree angle. So my knee is bent at 90 degrees. My left ankle is coming onto my right thigh. I'm threading my hands through, holding my right thigh, and letting my breath just move my legs in and out very slowly, just minute movements. It's just with the breath movement. Don't be pulling or pushing your legs any further than they need to. This is a great glute stretch. And then letting the feet come back down to the mat. And get ready for Shavasana. I'm going to set my alarm. I hope that you have all your stuff for Shavasana. Put your eye mask on. We'll have about 10 minutes just to let everything settle in. I'm going to put on my sweatshirt. I want it to get all comfy. So I get real hot when I'm doing the poses, and then when I go into Shavasana, which is the most important pose, I guess I should face the camera. I like to just really chill out. My body chills out. My poses are all coming together. I'm kind of analyzing how I feel, letting my mind relax. I will meet you here in a few minutes for our Namaste. Start taking a few wiggles and maybe a nice stretch with the arms overhead and the feet and the arms going to opposite walls as much as you can, and maybe going side to side, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, stretching opposite. And then when you feel ready, just roll over onto your side and stay there for just a breath or two. And take your top arm when you're ready to sit up, or maybe you just want to stay laying down, and that's fine too. And push yourself up with your head coming up last. And that's really important from coming from a playing position so you don't get dizzy. And if you rolled over onto your right side, that is good for your heart health. I try to get up that way in the morning. Every morning. I've been doing that since I learned that. I forgot the book. And again, I said this class is called Beauty. My angel cards says that the beauty of nature can only be perceived with a serene mind and harmless heart. So too it is with the beauty of people, and also with the beauty of ourselves. I wanted to add that. So think about that. It can only be perceived with a harmless heart, and that is true. If we are not thinking bad thoughts in our heart, we just see the beauty in all things, people, nature, ourself, our situation. So I'm going to leave you with a yoga quote from Yogi Bhaja. Yoga is not going to make you great. Yoga is going to make you you. I love that. I'm going to read out of my Heart Talk book. I'm just going to open it up somewhere. On chair class, I opened it at the beginning somewhere. On this one, I'm going to open at the end. Ah, there's a lot of writing on this page. Let's see if that started on, I don't know if that's all one thing, but I'm just going to read from this page here. Well, I think it started way back. I better start. This is a long poem. Okay. I had to go back a page or two because it's a long poem. It says, I think about love. It's a poem. I'm going to read it because it's kind of cool, I think. I haven't read it, but anything in here is cool. So this has got to be cool if you think about love. And that kind of goes along with our beauty, right? I think about love. I wrote on a sheet of paper one day, love, if you know how to love. A universe with no road maps, no gravity, no luxury of polarity, up, feeling so down, down, feeling so down. I think about how we want it all to be free and to be sheltered, to be the home and be in the home at the same time. I think about what it means to be free in love, to be free with love. I think about having the clarity to know when to say and when to stay and when to go. Have we not all at one point stayed too long? I think about staying too long. It reminds me of past loves, ghost. As you love, you learn of ghost. You're not haunted by the person, but all of the ways you wish you would have been. The ways you wish you knew how to be growing up. They do not teach you all the things of love. They tell you love hurts, but they never tell you that there are some things you never get over. I think about heartbreak, how it how hearts break, and it's how the magic gets in. The magic, by the way, does get in. It never stops getting in. But the other thing no one tells you when you're young is that hearts do not unbreak. They remain in pieces, and with these pieces you go on and you go on until one day you meet someone who has pieces too, and together you make a new heart. The other thing no one tells you when you're young is that you meet the person who helps you make a new heart. And it is a gift of grace and beauty beyond imagination. I think about the gift of love, how we struggle to understand how to receive such a gift. Rumi said, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all of the barriers within yourself, and you have built it up against it. I think about how we should get to know ourselves without barriers. I think about how we should get to know ourselves in a state that is not seeking. I think about how we are all chasing our dreams. Meanwhile, our dreams are chasing us. I think about dreams when I think about love, for one does not exist without the other, as the inhale is to the exhale. I think about how good love. I think about how, I think about, I think you should have your dreams. I think those things belong to you. Who else could they possibly belong to more than you? And yes, you may have to go fight for them. That I know for sure. And yes, the biggest battle may be with yourself. And on your own behalf, there is a lot of love in our battles. For to live your life as a soldier fighting every day for who the hell you are is a very strong life. Be proud of that. When I think about being proud, I think about where I am from. And when I say where I am from, I mean a woman. As a girl, I was not sure how to be. I said things I did not mean. I said things I did not understand. As a woman, I still have moments of being outside of myself. But as a woman, I know now to ask what they mean to and try to understand. To not only help I need, but to ask for it as well. I think about needing how a strange shame comes from needing another. How what's worse is the way we try to not need anything from ourselves. How we do not ask what we need, so instead we wonder who we are. So that was a long poem. Let's rub our hands together, bring some warmth and energy, pressing that into our heart center and bowing our heads and thinking about who we are, just like our thought for the day said, and the beauty of who we are and the beauty of who is around us and what is around us. I honor the light and the beauty in you and ask that you honor the light and the beauty of others as you go out through this rest of the day or tomorrow morning as you go about your business. Namaste. And as always, I end with a ta-ta for now and see you next week with a new class. We'll see what happens.